Yo, like, subscribe, hit notifications bell so you'll be notified every time I upload. Earlier, man, I couldn't. I recorded the pod and the didn't have the sound on, man. That was crazy. Then I had to do a video on the fly. I didn't get all the plays out that I wanted to, but man, it's 1:14 a.m. I gotta get right back up at 5, man. So I got like a few hours, probably get like 2 hours of sleep. Um, Busy, won't see me in the morning. Um, no time to cap none of these games. But I got some, I got some plays for prize picks, the books, however you want to look at it. Okay. So I'm mainly gonna be looking at some bats here. First game on the docket here. I already had the snail over 7.5 strikeouts in my player pool there. I got I lean towards the over there. All right, so I lean towards the over strikeouts for him, and couldn't talk you off the outs prop for him, sitting at 17.5 there. Um, Sliding on over here to the Boston Red Sox and Chicago Cubs game. We don't have a total out for this one, so I'm gonna temper my expectations. And then what's major key? Every day I go through the weather. Every day I go through the weather with you guys. I don't have the weather right now, so it is what it is. Arizona Diamondbacks and Toronto Blue Jays. This game has an under feel to it. Earlier, I gave out the hits, runs, and RBIs for Corbin Carroll. He got there. I really like to target Corbin Carroll versus right hand pitching on the road. He's got great numbers versus right hand pitching on the road. So there you have that. There's just something to keep an eye out on. I took the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs today, and he got there. That was on my previous video. Don't like the back gallon on the road. It just it's just one of those things, okay? But the game does have an under feel to it. I might live bet it, whatever the case may be. Cleveland Guardians at Texas Rangers here. We got an over under 9 in this spot, and right off the back, I like a bats here. I got one bat. I like Corey Seager, man. Hitter fantasy score. Couldn't talk you off his hitter fantasy score at 8 right there. Be my guest. You can go there if you want. Um, you can look at his hits, runs, and RBIs. Looking at his hits, runs, and RBIs, sitting at 2.5 at plus 120 on DraftKings. I like that. He hit a home run today. Um, 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 he hits right hand pitching. Definitely OPS over 1,000 versus right hand pitching. So that's that's something that I like to target right there. All right, plenty bats on this team though. So that's why I couldn't talk you off the hits, runs, and RBIs. It'd be sandwiched in between, some good batters there. Honorable mention here. On honorable mention, you can look at Jose Ramirez. He's 2 for 4, but those versus Haney, but those two were bombs. Okay, and then we know Jose Ramirez is just flat out a good baseball player. Okay, there's other bats here where I'm interested in, but I'm gonna save some time and keep it moving. San Francisco Giants at Pittsburgh Pirates here. We got over under 8.5 in this spot. I was just looking at numbers for Cobb. He does have a tendency to give it up to lefties on the road. So that's something that you could look at there. That lines up for somebody like Jack Sawinski, who's been leading off the last 2, 3, 4 games. I gave him up. I played him in my home run parlays today. He didn't hit one. Kind of disappointing. Actually, he didn't even get a hit. So that was pretty disappointing. His hits, runs, and RBIs are sitting at minus 135 right now. So I couldn't talk you off of that. Let's see minus 135 for his runs and RBIs. I expect him to bounce back and get back into the hit, at least get back into the hit category there. So it is what it is right there. Um, what else? Yeah, I'll keep it moving. This is the second game for San Diego Padres and Philadelphia Phillies. Is the game that I really wanted to fool around with. So you got Weathers on the mound. He's been giving up runs. He's just been getting hit. And then Suarez, he's been, you know what I'm saying? But San Diego, they do have some bats that hit lefties, and Tatis. um, Machado, definitely Trent Grisham. Every time a lefty get there, and I called Trent Grisham today for one hit at a -130. Every time I get a lefty versus Grisham, I'm jumping on it, man. He's got those lefty splits. He's hitting in the eighth and ninth hole. It's just, it's just a part of the lineup where he gets hits at, and he will take you deep. All right, he will take you deep. He's a home run candidate right along with the usual suspects that I just named. So I need to do a little bit more digging right here, and it is what it is. Miami Marlins at Baltimore Orioles. Didn't have too much for this one here, but I know Soler, if you want to do a heat check on him, he did hit a home run yesterday. Here's a guy that's got mega power here. He's 2 for 22 versus Gibson, but those two were home runs. You can look at you can look at Jesus Sanchez. He's 5 for 8 with a home run and three singles and a triple versus Gibson. And then you can look at somebody like Anthony Santander, who's hitting lefties okay to an 874 OPS clip there. So Santander is a home run candidate right there as well. Braxton Garrett, he does have really, really good K stuff. So, but I'm not going to be messing with his strikeouts. But he does have really good K stuff. All right. Another guy that's got really good K stuff is going to be Freddie Peralta going up against Cincinnati Reds. You got Abbott on the mound. You got Peralta. We got an over under 9.5. All right. Didn't put too many bats to the side here. Thinking about going to Jake Fraley for hits, runs, and RBIs. I think he missed it the last couple games. This feel like a game where he can get there. Ellie De La Cruz, definitely in play there. Hits, runs, and RBIs. I know his hits, runs, and RBIs probably sitting at 1.5, I believe. Yeah, 1.5 at a parlay piece for -160. Then you can get Jake Fraley for -110 at 1.5. Joey Votto has a home run off of him. Like who doesn't he have a home run off of? His hits, runs, and RBI sitting at 1.5 at -115. This ballpark didn't produce runs like I thought they were going to produce runs today. But anytime this ballpark, anytime the line opened up, it's going to be a 10.5. I mean a 9.5 there. All right. Honorable mention somebody like Will Benson. You'll get a hits, runs, and RBIs at a parlay piece for him at -180. Okay. The thing about him, he's got splits. He's better on the road than he is at home versus righties. Okay. But he will hit righties, so and he'll take your ass deep. Okay, so he's a home run candidate, a sleeper home run candidate, if you want to look at it. And then Willie Adames and Contreras, those guys have been looking okay as of late. And I gave out Christian Yelich this morning, and he wet the bed. He wet the bed there. Yep. 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -130 for him. I couldn't talk you off of that either. All right. Um, Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm skipping over this game and right to the Chicago White Sox and Atlanta Braves game. We got Strider on the mound. I think his cage opened up at 9.5. I guess rightfully so. I guess Lance Lynn. He's been giving it up to lefties on the road. He's been giving it up to lefties on the road. So that leads us right down the path to Olsen. All right, I gave Olsen out earlier. You don't really get no credit for giving Olsen out. Like, it is what it is. He's going to hit the fucking home run. But right now, he doesn't have the greatest numbers versus Lynn. But like I said, Lynn is giving it up to lefties here, and you can get his hits, runs, and RBIs at a -130. And it was -135 right now for the over 1.5. I like that. Even if I wanted to put in a parlay piece, I really, really like that. Right along with Ronald Acuna Jr. His over on his runs on RBIs are sitting at a 1.5 and -150. All right, they'll probably be up to plus two, 2.5. For plus money in the morning. You never know. You never know. Money's probably going to come in on these guys, but yeah. So there you have that. On PrizePicks, you're gonna get Olsen at a 7.5 hitter fantasy score. I like that. Okay. Now we don't have this Washington game listed, so I got a couple things I'm gonna tell you about that right now. One of my favorite bats on the board right now is gonna be Lane Thomas sitting at 7.5. I'm gonna take the over. All right. There might be a pitching change, so temporary expectations here. I forgot who's gonna be on the mound. Oh, Mats. So if Mats is still on the mound, if it's still a lefty, then yes, please. Um, he's taking care of business on lefties this year. Okay, so give me the over 7.5 hitter fantasy score, and hits, runs, and RBIs for him, all the way up to a home run. He's definitely in play. It could be Lane Thomas day to day if we get let me check the look at the picture. Um, Still got Mats up there, so I guess. All right. New York Yankees at Colorado Rockies. We got an over under 11.5 in this spot. Now, Sebo, he'll give it up a little bit to the lefties. He'll give up a little bit to the righties. Okay. I went to hits, runs, and RBIs for for Rizzo. He didn't get there. He got a hit though. He got a hit there, and I put him in my throwaway um, um, home run parlay. He didn't hit a home run either. So shout out to everybody who hit big home run parlays today. It was a wonderful thing to see. All right. However, they Seabold on the mound and Schmitz on the mound here. Um, you can look at the lefties versus Schmidt here. Just giving up an eight. He's giving up an 850 OPS to his left hand batters, and if you see if Nolan Jones pops up in the lineup, he's probably going to be my favorite bat over there today. So I'm gonna be looking out for Nolan Jones. He's a lefty. If he's in the lineup for Colorado, I'm gonna have some interest in him. Sure, hits, runs, and RBIs all the way up to a home run. New York Yankees, the usual suspects are in play. The Stantons and all that. This ballpark produces runs. Today might be the day that it pops off really, really hard. So we'll see. Houston Astros at Los Angeles Angels here. Got over under 8.5 in this spot. Devlin's been pitching good, man. But he's a lefty, and I like to target Kyle Tucker, a lefty lefty matchup. Those are splits that he got. Detmers, he's pitching his worst towards lefties, probably a 850 OPS towards lefties, and then you know, um, Kyle Tucker, he's hitting lefties well. You know what I'm saying? So decent batting average, probably around. Let me see, 2 288, OPS 836. So no, you know what? OPS 912 versus lefties 836 overall. And then Reed Detman's giving up a 900 OPS towards lefties. So anytime Kyle Tucker comes across a lefty, I got interest there. I couldn't talk you off the hits, runs, and RBIs or the fantasy score for him. Might just look at the fantasy score for him. Who knows? He might even take him deep. Let's see what his hit runs and RBIs looking like. 1.5 at a minus 130. I couldn't talk you off of that. All right. Um, and that sums it up. I didn't look at the Detroit Tigers or the Seattle Mariners game. Maybe I might tweet something out or put something on threads or right here on YouTube. All right. With that being said, guys, good luck tomorrow and peace out. Okay. Peace.